Hi everyone, it's Nicolette here from Journey and Daughters, and in today's short video tutorial I'm going to show you how you can decoupage this pot. So we have two different ways of doing it, and today's way is going to be showing you how to wrap around a full image onto a small pot so that you can have your own personalised decoupage pot using a napkin. So what we need today is a pot. So you don't want one that's too big, as it does need to be able to fit into the napkin and be wrapped around. This is a terracotta pot, and I have pre-painted it white with our Beluga chalk paint. Then have one napkin. So this is what I've chosen today, this really pretty pink roses pattern. And what we're going to do is take off the back layers and have one thin piece, but this is a 3-ply napkin. We then have some sandpaper, 240 or 180 grit is fine for sanding later on. We have a flat brush for applying our glue, can opener, and then we have our glue. So I'm going to be using the Artisan Company matte lacquer, but you can use different types of glues, and I'll put those into the description as well. So I have taken the back layers off, and as you can see it is very thin and you can see the print underneath, so we know that it is now only 1 ply. And we just want to get our pot in and place it so that we can make sure that when we wrap we will cover the entire pot. Doesn't matter if there's an overhang, but we just want to make sure that our whole pot is covered. And then to start, we get our brush and we do a thin layer of our glue, in this case our lacquer. We pop it down and get a little bit more onto our brush and just gently brush it back out, making sure to get all the edges down and right down to the bottom. And then we go over to the next part and we just keep applying our lacquer, brushing it down to the bottom and right up, making sure it's all stuck down. Okay, so I have got it almost fully around to my original line, and what I want to do is just glue it as close as possible, keeping up to this part here so that we don't have too much of an overlap, but if there's a small overlap that's totally fine. So it's just doing the same, just really lightly brushing. We don't put too much glue on our brush and we just very gently brush it on. And now we are fully wrapped around. So we're going to let this fully dry. What I like to do is very carefully tear off a bit of the bottom so then it can sit nicely, and then we just let it dry naturally. The pot is now dry and I can sand off the edges. So firstly, I've just very gently torn the bottom, and this is actually fine, but if there was anything there I can sand the bottom edges as well. And then for the top we have our sandpaper, and just really gently we sand away. So we always sand away, we don't go up and down. If we go up and down there's a chance that we might lift our napkin. So just like that, sand away, and this way we get this really beautiful clean line edge. And when we get to this part here where we've kind of overlapped, just really gently tear it out. And then when you do your next coat of top coat or lacquer, your glue, you will seal down this edge. But you can see if I just gently tear it out, you can barely see the join. That's it. My pots are now done, they're fully sealed and they can now be used. These make fantastic gifts and are a great way to display things, use as little pot plants. We don't really recommend using them outside, but inside totally fine. A few little tips though for you. Firstly, when you're choosing a design for this wraparound technique, you want it to be something that can be wrapped around. You don't want it too directional or just with a couple of images on it. So these kind of ones work really well. I also find it easiest to do a napkin that has a white background, so then it blends in well with your white paint underneath. When you are washing your brush, always remember when you're using glue or lacquer on your brush to wash it with a warm water and a really gentle soap. We like using olive soap, but anything really gentle will be fine. And yeah, have fun.